All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Makar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. This is going to be a video and a lesson, man, going into how the Israelite woman, man, she really is a demon right now, right? And I'm not trying to make it be, ha ha ha, it's funny and all that. I'm on about literally, she's got the spirit of Satan on her, man, right? Because this court case here, what I remember watching a couple of days ago, and then I just ignored it because I was angry from seeing it. And I was thinking, man, the Israelite woman really is an enemy to the Israelite man right now, right? But then, as more and more things have came out about this case, it really is just true that the Israelite woman right now is a demon, man. All right, and what basically happened in this court case is that the woman went through her boyfriend's phone or whatever, right, and found that he was messaging women, right, and that woman was messaging him back and forth and all of that, right. So she then got angry and attacked him, right. She punched him. She smashed his phone. She smashed his PlayStation 5 or whatever. She grabbed a tequila bottle and hit him over the head with it, right. She even tried to go and grab a brick or grab some kind of object to throw it and smash it through his car window, and he stopped her from doing that, right? And while she was smashing all of these things and doing all these things, she was threatening him, saying, "I'm gonna get my brother to come and shoot your shit up," right? She was doing all of these things, and then she ended up calling her messaging her brothers and telling them that he's disrespected her, he's hit her, he's threw her on the ground, right? And telling her, "Come and shoot his shit up." And then the brother sent a message back to her and in a group message and said, "He's a dead man walking." And she's ended up causing for all of this to take place. And then when the four men came to the boyfriend's house to try and harm him, right, the boyfriend ended up defending himself, and one of those four men is dead, right? And somehow she's not on trial for anything, man. He's on trial for murder. He's actually on trial for murder for defending himself against four people that she caused to be coming to his house to kill him based on her lies when she was the one that actually assaulted him. And this is the thing about you 2/3 of Israel, man, because the brother, when he found out that she actually was the one that assaulted him and that she actually smashed his things and that she was actually the one that hit him over the head with the tequila bottle, when he was asked if you would you have did anything different if you knew this information, this idiot said, "I don't know." And the man that you can see on the screen right now on the left is the guy that defended himself, right? But it just shows, man, that the Israelite woman right now, she really is a demon, and she was all angry about him messaging another woman when at the time when this was happening, she was married to another man. Like, you can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make it up that this generation of people is wicked as hell, man. Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies, right? And for anybody that thinks that, oh, this guy is being harsh to women, have you ever seen a woman in your life that's not wicked? Have you ever seen a woman in your life that matches what Proverbs 31 and 10 all the way down to verse 31? Have you ever seen a woman like that in your life? Have you? Have you ever seen a woman in your life that's the equivalent of righteousness of what brothers that are teaching about that where the Israelites is doing? Have you ever seen the equivalent in a woman form of a woman doing her womanly part? Have you ever seen it? Because I know I haven't. Right? I know I haven't seen that, man. We have in this world right now, yeah, that we're living in, we haven't really seen women before. We haven't seen them. Right? These things that we see that are called women, they're demons, really, man. They're really Satan's daughters. They're not daughters of Zion. They're daughters of Satan right now, man. And I mean that. I actually mean that. I'm not joking. I'm not joking, man. Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 11. There is a generation that curseth their father and doth not bless their mother. There is a generation that are pure in their own eyes, and yet there is a generation that are pure in their own eyes, and yet is not washed from their filthiness. And that's this woman, man. The woman that caused for this whole thing to take place, man. She caused for a man to die. She don't really care. She's having an attitude when she's giving her testimony and all of that, right? A stank-ass attitude. She's got a bad attitude there when she's in the courthouse, So how much more of a bad attitude did she have towards the boyfriend, man, and towards the husband? And then she gets angry, right? And she tries to say, "Oh, I wanted him to go and shoot up the house." So she's admitting that she sent them to shoot at him, and to shoot his things. But she's saying, "Oh, but I didn't want it to be violent." How can shooting anything not be violent? How can shooting up someone's house, shooting up their car, shooting anything at somebody else's possessions not be violent? How can damaging someone's property not be violent? And she didn't want him to damage the property. She's a lying bitch. She really wanted that man dead. And she wasn't able to get the man killed. So now she's trying to get him sent to prison for murder, when nobody would have died if she didn't tell her brothers lies and send them there, man. And that's the reason why the apostles have been making so many videos, and why Hebrew Israelites have been making so many videos about you wicked Israelite women, man, because you're demons. And all you men that get emotional about it, well, to hell with you as well, man. Verse 13, there is a generation, oh how lofty are their eyelids, and their eyelids, how lofty are their eyes, and their eyelids are lifted up. There's a generation whose teeth are swords, and their jaw teeth as knives, to devour the poor from off the earth, and the needy from among men. And that's this generation, man, because there's going to be a large portion of women that are going to think that what she did was a good thing to do. They're going to think she was justified in doing that, man. They're not going to have a problem with that. They're going to be like, and? So what? They're going to think, yeah, what she did, I ain't got a problem with that. They're actually going to think that. They're actually going to think that, man. It's disgusting. It's actually disgusting, man. Let me get this one. Because if Solomon couldn't find a righteous woman, and he was rich, had the ability to travel all over the known world of the time when he was in Israel, had wives from all different nationalities, he got the chance to test out women, every single type of woman that he could think of that ever existed, man. He had 1,000 women, 700 wives, 300 concubines, man. He got to sample every type of woman, every type of nationality that exists. There's 18 nations according to the Bible. Of his 1,000 women, you don't think that he got to see what every single woman's like? And he said this, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. So Solomon was looking, earnestly wanted to see, man. I'm searching out wisdom, right? And I want to see if there's a woman out there that's righteous, because I've been able to find men that are righteous. It's been within 1,000 of them. I've been able to find one among 1,000 men that's righteous, but among women, I don't seem to be able to find that. And he said his soul seeks it, but my verse 28, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. These women are demons, man. Like, they're wicked as hell, man. And in London, in Birmingham, right, in the UK, in Manchester, in the places in the UK, there's a whole bunch of men that are either dead or in prison, or have got serious mental damage, or have got trust issues now because some woman has lied, right, and caused for men to go through madness, man. I'll tell a quick story, man. So, look here, I'm going to tell a quick story one time of something that I remember seeing, man. I remember when I was a university student or whatever, right, in the student halls, man. I remember hearing a story and seeing the aftermath of this thing taking place, that some Israelite woman must have, like, attacked some wicked Eve, man. She attacked some students in their room when she in the halls or whatever, right? So then they defended themselves by grabbing her and holding her so that she can't hit them no more, right? And this is in London that I'm in right now. And she called her brothers. She was from Birmingham, and she called her brother and her dad, right, that live in Birmingham, man, and they ended up traveling like two and a half to damn near 3 hours to try and beat up university students, man. Because that's what the Israelite woman does. She lies, right? Women lie in general, but the Israelite woman is the most wicked right now, man. I think that might be the case, man. They might be the most wicked. They're definitely the biggest harm to the Israelite man, because we expect the other nations of women to be demons and to be liars and to be against us. But it hurts more when it's your own people. It's more of, and let me get a scripture on that. It's a bigger issue when it's your own people causing you the problem and the stress, right? Ecclesiasticus chapter 37 and verse 2. Is it not a grief unto death when a companion and friend is turned to an enemy? So isn't it a problem when the women from your own nation are the biggest demons? Isn't that a bigger issue when it's the own women from your nation that are causing you all this distress? Isn't that a bigger threat, man? When it's your own women from your own nation that are trying to cause you all these problems and delay. She was angry that he's got other women and that. When a man's allowed to do that, according to the scriptures anyway, but she had another man. She was married. And it doesn't matter if she was married, but she's not with him anymore and all that BS, right? She was committing adultery by being with that guy. In Yahweh's eyes, he don't see it the way how she sees it. And she tried to get him killed. And now that that's failed, she's trying to get him sent to prison for murder. When nobody would have got harmed had she have not lied and assaulted the guy, hit him, and then tried to smash his car. And then when she couldn't get away, wasn't happy with it, getting away with all of that because he didn't beat her up for doing none of that. Then she tried to she still wanted blood, man. It's ridiculous. And it's the funny thing is that she's not being sent down at all. She's not being charged or on trial for anything, man. She's not being sent down or even being put on the spot for anything. She's part of the team to try and say, nah, it was murder. It was murder. He didn't have to shoot 39 shots and all that. But she sent people to her house to kill him. So it's her fault that this whole thing took place, man. The blood's on her hands too. The blood of the man that's dead is on her hands, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 8. A drunken woman, a gather abroad, causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. Verse 7. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that hath hold of her is as though he held a serpent. So when you got a wicked woman like that, man, it's no better than having a poisonous animal attached to you. So if people are worried about me calling women demons, well, the scripture says that it's like having a scorpion. Is that better? Verse 9, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. And that woman abused herself for overmuch liberty. She's got a husband and a man on the side, but she's mad that her man on the side, that she thinks is her man on the side, that she's trying to monkey branch. She's mad that he's messing other women, but she's got a husband that he don't know about that she's got. You know the nerve that it takes to do that. And then when she said, when she got asked in the court, how comes you never told your boyfriend that you was married? She said he never asked. So he's got to ask a woman that he's dealing with if she's married. Well, he would assume that you're not, right? The shit's ridiculous, man. And then people wonder why I could easily find 1,000 videos, man, on people going in on women. I've got easily a playlist of about 200 videos of Hebrew Israelites going in on women, man, and bunning them out for how wicked they are. And all of those videos are speaking facts straight up, man. And then it's not only people that are about the scriptures that are going in on how wicked you women are, because there's a whole community of people called the Red Pill community, and they're going in on you women too. And now it's getting to the point where there's even women going in on how wicked women are. And all of this is being done deliberately because Yahweh's setting up a great shame for you women, man. He's setting up a scenario where all of these things that you women have been able to get away with is going to come back and fall upon your heads, man. All this wickedness that you women have been able to get away with, causing men to die, causing men to be in a grave, right? All of this stuff is going to come back on you women, man, right? And I'm going to say this for all you women out there that you want to try and make out like women are so righteous and men are so wicked. I'll say this right now, straight up. Women have killed way more babies in the womb than what men have ever done. How about that? Women have killed way more babies in the womb than men have ever killed. How about that? The victims of women are way younger from violence than the victims of men are. How about that, man? Women are killing people that ain't even been born yet. How about that? For all you women that want to try and get on your high horse and say not all and this, not all that. How many of you, when your friend's going off and being wicked, how many of you tell her that she's going off, since you don't like men saying it? How many of you women correct your friends and tell them straight up without no pussyfooting around it? How many of you tell your friends that they're going off and that they need to fix up? How many of them? Or are you scared that you're going to be kicked out of the friendship group? And since you didn't like it when men was telling you, because them men you thought was dusty and broke, and then when men that had the riches that you desire, then you had a problem when they said it too, right? And then you even had a problem when women said it. Well, Yahweh's gonna say it then, and he's gonna send wrath from the heavens on you women, man, and you're gonna see what it's like, man, to be held accountable. Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9, rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years she be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the present field, for the fruitful vine. They shall lament for the teats, for the present field, for the fruitful vine. You know how much freedom you have to have in this world, where you can have set up a whole scenario where people die, and then you're in the courthouse with an attitude, arguing back and forth with the judge as if you didn't do nothing wrong. And then when you get asked, how come you sent a message saying shoot his shit up? You're saying, oh, when you get angry, you do things. Saying, oh, I wanted him to shoot up things, but I didn't want him to shoot him though. You wanted him to do something to him. And you knew that there was grimy already. That's why they was sneaking up to his house, right? Taking out all their personal information, their wallets and all that, putting it in the boot, parking 3 blocks away, right? Because they was going there to try and fight, man. And really to kill, man. And them grimy demons already didn't like that boyfriend anyway, because they was jealous of the things that they perceived that he had that they didn't have, man. You Israelites are wicked, man. The men and the women. But in this one, I'm going in on the women, man, because women are demons, man. Real talk. And part of the things that make them proud is all of this so-called beauty that they think they've got, man. When really, the majority of their beauty is fake. Fake hair, fake nails, girdle, like body contouring clothing, right? That's making their stomach seem flat when it's really got a fat slut gut, right? Faking like their skin tone is that skin tone when it's not. Faking like their eyes are that big when they got eyelashes on. Just demons, man. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 16, moreover, Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore Yahweh will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and Yahweh will discover their secret parts. In that day Yahweh will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cords, and their round tires like the moon. The chains and the bracelets and the mufflers and the bonnets, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs, the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, and these are all things that when women are wearing these things, right, they're gassed up. But when they don't have these things on them, they're not as proud, man. They're not as proud. But because they can attach these things onto them any moment, they can throw a hair hat weave on them and fake like their hair's long, right? They can put buy some lip fillers and pretend like their lips are bigger, right? They can get on the internet and take a picture, but it's got a filter on there that makes them lose 20 pounds, or that makes them look like they've had their makeup done by a professional, and they can post that on the internet and make it seem like they're attractive when they're not really attractive like that, man. And then they can lie and say that a man assaulted them, and cause for men to die, and they're somehow not on trial? They're somehow not the person that's being blamed for this whole thing taking place? And somehow a man had two choices: either let these four men that have came to your house kill you, right, or defend yourself and risk, and then now you gotta go jail. That's the options that Israelite man's got in this world, right? That's the options that he's got, especially in Babylon the Great, man. They're like, well, you either gotta let the men kill you, or you defend yourself and kill them, and now you gotta go jail though. That's the kind of society that America is, man. It's disgusting, bro. That's the worst place for an Israelite man to be on the earth, and that's why Yahweh is going to destroy America off the face of the earth, man. He's going to destroy that place, and he's going to destroy all those wicked Israelite women and Israelite men along with it too, man. That's the 2/3, man. 2/3 of every single Israelite in America is going to be destroyed, man. But the third shall be taken out, man. Verse 21, the rings and the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles and the wimples and the crispin pins, the glasses and the fine linen, and the hoods and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle of rent, and instead of well set hair boldness, and instead of a stomacher a girdle of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. And when you watch this case, man, let me see if I can find that demon on the screen, man. That woman, man, she's a real demon, man. Don't even know if I'll be able to find her on this one, man. But if you watch this court case, man, Travis Russell.
We're looking for people who want to correct their teeth.
Let me take this off. If you watch this court case, Travis Russell, 144, Kal Halaya Halbar Sham Shai. If you watch this court case, man, you'll see that the Israelite woman is a real snake, man. And that her and Esau are a tag team because the judge, it seemed like the judge was kept defending her. He kept wanting her to not be asked questions and put on the spot for all the wickedness that she caused, because he don't care. He don't care that within this whole thing, 5 Israelite men was caused harm. He don't care, because that's his main enemy anyway. We're his main enemy. The Israelite man is the main enemy to Esau. So if them 5 men was at peace with each other, right, that's a problem for him. He'd rather them 5 men be at war with each other, 4 against 1. He'd rather that. And the Israelite woman don't care that that's the case. She'll complain about racism and this, racism that, when it comes to black women not being considered so-called attractive and all of that, right? Or them being laughed at, or them not being able to be seen a certain type of way, right? But then the moment that things go wrong between her and her Israelite man, who's she calling? Esau. And that's why our apostles warn us against the so-called black woman, man, because she's an evil demon, man. And any woman that's got anything to say about that, I could care less what you've got to say on this. Because you don't have to date Israelite women. We do. We're the ones that have dated Israelite women in the past and dealt with them and seen the way how they act, man. Or we've been around them close enough proximity to realize we don't want to date them. We've been around them enough and seen how they move, and we're like, you know what, I'm not going to date none of y'all. I don't care what y'all want to say about me. I don't care if you want to say I'm a sellout. I don't care if you want to say this or say that. I don't care. We'll date you in the kingdom. How about that? We'll date the Israelite woman in the kingdom, man. That's what it's going to be for a lot of Israelite men. They're going to say, we're going to date y'all in the kingdom. Because right now, it's too risky for our health. Verse 24, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And that's why a lot of you Israelite women, when we walk past you with them long braids, you stink, man. No matter how good you look, you got that weird stink on you, man. That's why some of y'all have got that, because you're proud. And instead of a girdle of rent, that's why the average weight of a woman in America, of an Israelite woman in America, right, is way too heavy, man. They're weighing at least between 170 and damn near 200 pounds, man. It's very rare to see 10 Israelite women all together that weigh between 120 to 150 pounds. That's rare to see. And that's a shame. That's a shame that that's the case, man. It's very rare to see Israelite women that are that in. If any brother goes to the gym, right? Tell me the last time you saw 10 Israelite women in a gym that you went to. For any brother that works out and goes to the gym, when was the last time you ever saw 10 Israelite women in a gym? When? I bet you can say the last time you saw 10 Edomite women in the gym. But you can't tell me the last time you saw 10 Israelite women in the gym. They don't really be going there. They think they got it already. They think they're already perfect the way they are. They think they're all 10s, man. The average Israelite woman thinks they're a 10. But the average Israelite man don't think that the average Israelite woman is a 10. So what's going on? Where are they getting this idea that they're a 10 from? Considering Yahweh's took away their beauty for the most part. He's took away their hair. And he's gave them a stink, man. And that's not all. But it's the majority though. Verse 24, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle of rent, and instead of well set hair, boldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girdle of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Thy men shall fall by the sword, right? Didn't one of her men that she uses to defend her fall by the sword? Yes. But Yahweh is going to make that be the case for all of you women, man, that have got some little goons, some little gremlins that you can call at any moment to get to try and kill other men. He's going to cause them to die. And you women are going to be by yourself, man. And you ain't going to have no team of people that you can call up when you've caused the whole scenario, right? And now you use those men as some kind of kamikaze to try and cause your ego to be stroked so that you can feel appeased by your wrath. He's going to get rid of all of y'all women, all the men that you women normally used to call. Or my brother's going to bust you up. Or my dad's going to bust you up. Or my uncle. You think my uncle's going to let you talk to me like all that talk is going to be gone, man? Because all the men that you women have used as a defense mechanism against your wrath are going to be killed, man. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, shall be stink. And instead of a girdle of rent, and instead of well set hair, boldness. And that's why you women ain't got no hair, man. Because you have attitudes like that woman that caused for that whole thing to take place, man. A real demon. And I wish I showed the video, man. But if you just look up that court case, you will end up seeing it, man. Travis Rudolph, man. If you look up this court case, Travis Rudolph, and then search the woman's name, it's like Dominique or something like that, and you will see exactly how she was going on, man. And every single one of you brothers out there would have probably met an Israelite woman that's exactly like that. That's the reason why you are thinking that the Israelite woman's a demon yourself. And you could find another 10 that match her same archetype, man. It's not rare to see an Israelite woman that's like this. Forget any other woman that anyone wants to try and bring up now. I'm talking about the Israelite woman. It's not rare to see them like this, man. How many men are in prison or dead or have been beat up and brutalized because of women's madness? Verse 25, thy men shall fall by the sword and thy mighty in the war, because some of these men that you women use normally, they're going to wars, man. They're going to be going to war to fight Esau's wars, man, and they're going to be dying in them wars. They're going to get drafted, man. Verse 26, and her gate shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. So she ain't going to have no beauty left. All the fake beauty is going to be gone. All of whatever remnant of real beauty she had, that's going to be gone, right? And she ain't going to have those simps that she uses normally to try and cause things to make her feel safe. She ain't going to have them neither. She's going to have nothing. She's going to have nothing left, man. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And men are going to be very picky in that day with what women it's going to be. They're not just going to be picking women based on attractiveness. Because in that time, let's be real, most women are not going to really be looking that attractive anyway. To be honest with you. Even us are going to look crazy as hell. Even we're going to be looking crazy as hell in a time where Yahweh's wrath's going to come upon the earth. You think we're going to have our hair cut and all of that? We ain't going to have our hair cut. If our hair normally grows and we look crazy as hell with our hair growth grown out and that, we got receding hair and all that, we're going to look exactly like that in that time, man. We ain't going to be looking like we ain't going to be looking like Absalom around here. We ain't going to be looking like Solomon or like King David. We're going to look crazy as hell. Our beards are going to be grown out, like, which there ain't nothing wrong with the beard, but our beards are going to be grown out untrimmed and all of that, right? Our hairs are going to be grown out. If we've got a crazy hairline, we're going to be looking like that. So what are the women going to be looking like? What are they going to be looking like, man? They're going to stink. They're going to be looking crazy as hell. They're going to have hairy legs, hairy armpits. Their breath's going to be stinking, right? Their weave's going to be all hammed up and all that if they wear weave. They're going to be looking crazy as hell. Because women are naturally more dirty than men anyway, according to what the scriptures say. So women are going to be picked for their attitude as well as their appearance. And if the two don't match, good riddance. That's what it's going to be, man. It's not going to be men just simping and falling out the sky for women because they've got a fat ass or nothing like that. That's not going to be happening, man. And that's a world that you women are not used to. You women are not used to living in a society like that. All you women say you want a real man, or you want a man of the scriptures and all of that, right? When y'all on these stupid podcasts running your mouths, but you ain't ready for a man of the scriptures. Because King David was a man of the scriptures. And all you women out there that are on these podcasts running your mouth, King David would have locked y'all asses up in a tower too. Just like he did to a king's daughter. He would have did the same to all of you as well, man. You would have all been trying to run your mouths to King David too. And would have found out that you're not on his level. And the Bible says that the least Israelite is going to be greater than King David in the time to come. In the kingdom. So you women ain't ready for that, man. You ain't ready for no man of the scriptures, really. You ain't ready for that. You're lying. You don't really want no man of the scriptures. You want a rich simp that does everything you say. That puts you on his lease and doesn't have a prenuptial agreement, and that you can steal half his money anytime if you're not feeling him no more. That's what y'all want. Don't try and lie. We ain't buying the BS, man. Thanks to Yahweh setting up men of the Bible, we've figured you wicked hoes out, man. Yeah, we've figured out how demonic you women are from all these scriptures that go in on how you women are, man. And then we have real life experience on how you women are demons. And we have other people's experience to see too. For example, this court case. Micah chapter 7 and verse 10. Then she, in fact, verse 8, rejoice not against me, O mine enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, Yahweh shall be a light unto me. I will bear the indignation of Yahweh because I have sinned against them. Because even the reason why our women have got the power to do any of this kind of stuff against us anyway is because we've sinned. But guess what? The Israelite woman sinned as well. And her having the power over the man to do these kind of things unto them, she thinks that's a good thing. But it's actually not a good thing. Because who's the man's glory? According to the Bible. The glory of a man is his woman, according to the Bible. Right? And the glory of a woman is herself. But if a man's glory is his woman, if he's better in life, right, then guess who's also going to be better in life? The woman. So these Israelite women thinking that they're a boss babe and a boss queen and all this BS because they can run around running their mouth. They don't understand that if every single Israelite man was built up in this world, that their position also improves because the men are going to improve their glory. Just like how the Israelite man needs to understand that in order for our situation to improve on this earth, that we have to honor Yahweh and honor Yahweh Shai. Because if not, then our position don't end up as good as we do. Because Yahweh gets glory from Yahweh Shai. And that's why Yahweh, right, has made Yahweh Shai immortal right now. And he's already got the new body and a new spirit and the changed form that's of a godly nature. And we're going to receive that too. From you, and that's going to cause a glory to Yahweh Shai, man. Because he died for our sins. But you women ain't going to be getting your glory on this earth to its highest degree until the man has his glory. You ain't going to get that. You ain't going to get your glory for real until we've got our glory, man. Just like how we ain't got our glory yet until Yahweh Shai's got his glory. And Yahweh hasn't got his glory yet on this earth because Yahweh Shai hasn't had his glory. And ultimately, all of this stuff that's going to be done for the Israelites is going to cause for glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. I will bear the indignation of Yahweh because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? Because there's got to be at least, of all the Israelites that are out there, there's got to be easily at least 100 Israelite brothers that have dated a woman that's of that kind of nature, man. That when she gets mad about what you've did, she'll try and get her brothers or her dad or someone in her family, or a friend or whatever, to try and cause you harm, man. There's got to be at least 100 Israelite brothers out there that know of some woman that's like that. And maybe personally or through their friend or through somebody, they've seen that at least easily with the thousands of Israelites that exist, man. Because we don't go through nothing no different with women than anybody else in the world, man. Verse 10, then she that is my enemy shall see, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down as the mire of the street. Because women like this woman that are on that court case, man, they're not going to make it, man. They ain't making it. Like, the whole case is crazy as hell, man. She set up a whole scenario based on her lies, and a man's dead, and she don't even care. And it could have been her brothers that died. Her brothers almost got killed. Her brother almost got killed too. She didn't care. She wanted her brother to kill somebody. And then if he would have killed them and went to jail, she wouldn't have cared, man. She don't give a shit about her brother. She don't give, and that's what you have to understand, man, in this world, you know. Like, it might seem harsh in that, but we all just gotta understand really that any of our women, man, from any of these nations, man, they don't really care about us that much to a certain degree, you know. I think that's safe to say. Because when them guillotines come and that Karog was being made mandatory, a lot of them are going to just be thinking about themselves. And they're going to think, man, that's crazy as hell to get your head chopped off just because you don't want to take this. When they're offering you food with it, they're going to be trying to persuade you to try and take it so that they can feel better about their decision to take it, man. Because they don't like to die alone. They don't like to fail alone, man. They don't mind failing or doing wrong if everybody else is doing wrong too. When do you really ever see women in general be on the side of the minority? When? Rarely ever. They always want to be on the side of the majority, whether it's wicked or not, man. But you know what? You know what, man? I've said enough, man. I've said enough. The Israelite woman right now is a demon, man. Right? And they are out to get you, man. That's what it seems like, man. They're out to get you. And we can always say not all, right? But it's so many of them that you may as well say all. How about that? There's so many that are doing this stuff that it's hard to know which one ain't doing it, to be honest with you. And that's why the apostles even be saying, don't even date the Southern Kingdom woman, man. Get you a northern tribe. You know what I mean? Or get yourself some other woman. And people sometimes say, oh, this guy's a coon and this guy's a that and all of this, but like, whatever, man. If y'all want to say that, say it then. Say it, bruh. If you feel that we're coons because we say that, that's up to you. You know what I mean? That's up to you if you want to say that. But not being a coon, according to what you say is a coon, well, this guy wasn't being a coon, right? And was choosing an Israelite woman, right? A daughter of Zion, a comely daughter of Zion, right? And she almost got him wigged because she didn't like that he was attractive to other women but her. But she was married. And when she got asked, why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you tell him you was married? She said, they never asked me. Like, you can't make this stuff up. But you know what? I'm going to end the lesson there, man. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Makar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.